Walk a Mile in Her Bra, a Cleavendale story. In the rolling hills and lush valleys of Mamrika, a nation famous for its rich traditions and deep appreciation for the feminine form, there exists a yearly festival like no other. The Great Exchange, a celebration of empathy, perspective, and, of course, cleavage. For one day each year, women across the land participate in a time-honored custom. Busty women bind themselves to appear flat, while those with smaller chests pad and enhance to experience life on the other side. It's a playful, symbolic way to walk a mile in another woman's bra, literally. The origins of the festival date back to the Kingdom of Cleavendale, where an old legend speaks of two close friends, Seraphina and Lina, who could never agree on who had it better. Seraphina, blessed with a generous bust, envied Lina's freedom, her ability to run, dance, and dress without the constant strain of heavy breasts. Lina, on the other hand, longed for Seraphina's curves, wishing for the attention, the allure, the sheer presence that came with a fuller chest. One night, after a heated argument, they both cried out in frustration, each swearing they would trade places in a heartbeat if they could. That was when the goddess of proportion, Buxamora, appeared before them, draped in robes that flowed like silk and shimmered like pearls. If you truly wish to experience the other's burden, so be it. With a wave of her hand, their bodies changed. Seraphina's heavy breasts dwindled to Lina's modest size, while Lina found herself suddenly overwhelmed by a weight she had never known. At first, they rejoiced. Lina, now curvaceous and full, admired her new form in the mirror with wide-eyed wonder. She traced the generous curves of her chest, marveling at how her clothes now fit so differently. Dresses that once hung loose now hugged her body in ways she had only dreamed of. When she walked through the market, she caught the attention of passers-by, feeling a thrill at the way eyes lingered on her. For the first time in her life, she felt truly seen. Meanwhile, Seraphina relished her newfound freedom. She could move with an ease she had never known, running without discomfort, lying on her back without feeling the weight pressed down on her, and wearing delicate tops without worrying about straining the fabric. She laughed as she bounced lightly on her feet, enjoying the sense of weightlessness. When she stretched in the morning, she didn't feel the usual pull on her shoulders, and sleeping without her usual support was an unexpected relief. But as the days passed, reality set in. Lina quickly realized that her new curves came with challenges she hadn't anticipated. The weight. It was constant, shifting and bouncing with every step. She felt it in her back, in her shoulders, in the way simple tasks like leaning forward or rolling over in bed required more thought. Running? Out of the question. And the stairs. At first, they were flattering, but soon, they became suffocating. Conversations that once felt natural now carried a different tone. Men's gazes dropped before meeting her eyes, and some women eyed her with thinly veiled judgment. Seraphina, on the other hand, faced an entirely different struggle. The novelty of being lighter faded as she began to feel less striking, less noticeable. When she entered a room, people didn't do a double take like they used to. The flirty attention she had once found so effortless dwindled, and compliments she had taken for granted were no longer offered. Clothes that once fit snugly now felt loose, as if she had shrunk away. At first, she shrugged it off, telling herself she had wanted this, but as the days passed, she couldn't shake the creeping insecurity. Was her confidence so tied to her figure? The final straw came when Seraphina overheard a conversation between two men in the tavern, men who had once openly admired her. "Strange, I never noticed how plain she was," one murmured. "Used to be quite the sight," the other agreed. Seraphina had never felt invisible before. That night, the two friends sat together under the Cleavendale moon, exhausted and humbled. "I never knew it was like this," Lina admitted, rubbing her sore shoulders. "Neither did I," Seraphina sighed. They had spent their lives envying each other, convinced that the other had it easier, better. But now, having lived in each other's skin, they finally understood. Every chest carries its own burden.